There's a pretty good reason you can't get an RTX 4090. If you think I'm mad, you're going to be just as mad by the end of this video. There is one seller that was able to get 33 Founder Edition 4090s. That's just one guy that was able to get all of these GPUs. Where did he get it? Well, of course, he got it from Best Buy. And not only that, if you take a look at the top 5 or 6 sellers of Founder Edition 4090s on eBay, you'll see that it's well over 100 GPUs sort of concentrated in the hands of only 5 or 6 people. Now, if 5 or 6 people were able to get over 100 4090s, doesn't that make you a little bit mad? If you knew that somebody was using a cheat code in a game to get an unfair advantage, don't you think that person would be banned? And if you guys think one guy getting 33 4090s is unfair and cheating, smash that like button and remember to subscribe for more content like this where we get to the bottom of what's really going on. Video games have developed anti-cheat to keep people from having an unfair advantage. Is it really fair to say, oh, if you want a 4090, go on eBay and pay $700 more than the MSRP? That seems to be at least the selling average for these GPUs. They're not selling them for $1599, which is the MSRP that you buy at Best Buy. They're selling them for a minimum of like $2200, $2300, some of them $2400, and even over that price. They are clearly taking advantage that people do not have these tools. I know for a fact if you try to buy a 4090 on launch day, it was not easy at all. When Best Buy has these various drops, it is not easy to do so. Best Buy makes you, add it to the cart if you're lucky, and then you have to wait, and then you have to kind of be selected in some type of like really, obtuse process that we don't really know how it works. Apparently they make it this difficult because of these type of guys, bots and things like that are buying multiple GPUs. They're supposed to have these measures in place. I mean, if Nvidia is going to trust Best Buy to be the only reseller of these 4090 Founder Edition GPUs, they should certainly have much better systems in place. If they do, how do 5 or 6 people, and there could be even more, I'm just looking at what's on eBay, there could be people that have them and are selling them on Facebook Marketplace, everywhere else. We're just using this as an example. How can a few people like that, one guy got 33 GPUs, and yes, I confirmed where he got it from, and it was Best Buy. Of course, the exact methods used aren't clear. There could be various different methods. There are different sites that will charge you to have, almost bots purchase these. You have to maybe pick it up in store, as Best Buy often does. You may have to have multiple addresses, multiple aliases. So it's something that could actually get very complicated. So no doubt they're putting in a fair amount of work to do this, but shouldn't Best Buy be able to stop this type of behavior? Because let's outline a few of the problems. First, it's really anti-consumer. You could say it's all capitalism, survival of the fittest, but that's not really true. We have rules and regulations to keep things like this from happening. If that person is getting 33 4090s, and let's say you just wanted one, that person set up a whole system, obviously, to make sure that he can get 33. That means he's going to be faster than you are. He's going to know where they are a lot faster. He's going to have much more of an advantage and use tools to allow him to get these much faster. So let's take this as an example. This is a line. Let's say the line that you don't cross. This is the savvy shopper. He knows what time something's going to come out. He knows where to go sort of to have his information all there. So he gets up to this line and he doesn't pass it. He gets his one RTX 4090. This is what a scalper does. He knows that same line, but then he wants to get not one, but 33 of them, and he's going to use methods really not available to, the regular savvy shopper without really going much further and being a bit unethical. So he's going to go much further to sell them at a considerable markup. That's why it's unfair for the consumer, and that guy that has an advantage using all these tools, bypassing the rules of Best Buy itself. You can't think that per their rules, if they could catch these guys, obviously they'd be able to, but they don't really have enough of a system in place to obviously be able to do it because so many people were able to get them. If this makes me upset, it should make you guys upset, because here, for one thing, I taught people where to get GPUs when they're difficult to find. If you're a savvy savvy shopper, you should be proud of yourself. You're going to be able to get something that's difficult to get. If you're going to be unethical about it, you should not be proud of yourself. In fact, on this channel, I've taught people how to be savvy shoppers, but stay within an ethical limit. For example, with Best Buy itself, when they get canceled orders from guys like these, that sometimes their systems will catch and they'll cancel and throw back GPUs to the store, I taught people you can actually go to the store and get your one GPU. It's a bit of a hassle. You have to show them the SKU number, that it's in stock, etc. But those videos were very popular, and it's using what anybody could use, any savvy shopper. It's literally walking into a store, asking the associate for the SKU number and showing them that it's available, and then you're able to buy just that one GPU. That's completely ethical. And that's the example of being a savvy shopper. What these guys do is that they're using tools not available to the regular savvy shopper to really go above and beyond the rules and the limitations that these stores put in order to get them and sell for a profit. So this is really anti-consumer. It's bad for gamers and content creators and anybody who needs a GPU like this, because these guys are going to have an unfair advantage. Even if you show up early to try to get these GPUs, you're a savvy shopper, you're not going to be able to get it because this guy is there with sort of these next generation tools, if you will, that are going to be far advantageous for him. And he's going to be able to get 33 of these RTX 4090s, and you're going to be able to get 0 because you're not going to be fast enough to be able to catch them. And the 4090 Founders Edition is an interesting GPU, along with the 4080, even though that's not scalped as heavily. Trust me, these are up as well from the same type of sources, the same type of sellers have done both. That's an interesting one because you can directly pin that to Best Buy. That's the only place that sells Founder Edition GPUs in the United States. Now, other GPUs, and there's an example of a Zotac GPU. One person sold 57 of these 4090 GPUs, and yes, at an obscene markup as well. That one, you don't know if they got it from Best Buy, maybe from a different distributor, because those type of GPUs can be sold various places. Of course, it doesn't make it any better just because it's a Zotac GPU. In fact, I'm surprised people bought that many, but it is a 4090. But 57 of them sold through one person, meaning one person was able to get them. And you know it's not going to be a legitimate reseller or a distributor or a store because it's way above the MSRP. They're scalper basically, so you know that's not going to be anywhere near what a reasonable selling price should be. Yes, market demand is there. People obviously are paying this for the RTX 4090. But in a way, this is saying which came first, the chicken or the egg. People have to pay these prices, and they are, because they want a 4090. But if the scalpers didn't have an unfair advantage, imagine this very simple math. Let's say if the Best Buy system was actually very good and it only allowed one GPU per individual. It could even catch people that were trying to scam it to multiple addresses and names and things like that. If that were the case, 33 RTX 4090s would now be available to be sold to 33 more people. And then extrapolate that a little bit further. You guys are good at math. The next guy on the list, if he sold 28 of them, that's another 28 GPUs available to 28 gamers, 28 content creators. That's going to be a huge number when you add everything up. And then these people are not looking on the secondhand market to pay $700 more for the same product, therefore driving the price of the product down. Very simple math. These guys are here with an unfair advantage. That's really my point here. It's cheating. It is not capitalism. It is not survival of the fittest. This is basically cheating against the rules, using tools that are not available to even the savvy shoppers in order to get multiple GPUs per individual, therefore making it bad for every single person. So where is the responsibility in this whole chain of events? First, the person who is the most wrong, of course, will be that scalper taking advantage of the system. You always have to blame the person doing the thing that we can agree is wrong. That's the person getting 33 of them, sending them to separate addresses, whatever they're doing. That person is obviously wrong. If, let's say, everybody was 100% ethical, Best Buy's inferior system that doesn't really work that well obviously wouldn't be an issue because everybody would buy one GPU for themselves and problem solved. So that's going to be the first thing, but you're not really going to change unethical behavior, are you? So that's going to be a little bit tough. The second one, that where a lot of change can be made, is going to be on the Best Buy side. Best Buy has full control over their system, over the inventory, who they sell to. They have, technology after all, the same way that they're being, cheated with these type of methods by individuals. They can also put more things in place to make sure this doesn't happen. You could say from their end, they don't care who it sells to as long as it's a legitimate sale. They get the money in their account. Those 33 4090s, they're going to be sold regardless, and the money is in Best Buy's account. But you can say that it's not really true that it's 100% equal if you factor different people buying those GPUs, because you're going to have happier people if individuals can get those GPUs, meaning they may go back to Best Buy and buy other computer parts. Therefore, that's a net positive for Best Buy in the long run. That's why companies like Micro Center limit with your ID the purchase of GPUs, and they don't sell online. Now I'm starting to see how that type of system is superior to maybe something like this, where there's a lot of potential for people to cheat and get multiple GPUs. So if singular people get GPUs, maybe they're going to like Best Buy a little more. They're going to see other computer parts, etc. You get the idea. If one scalper buys it, he's just caring about the resale value, and it's going to make 33 other people upset that they can't get it at Best Buy, causing them to go buy it from that scalper and never really think of Best Buy for other computer parts and things like that. As you can see, a net negative. So it's in Best Buy's interest to make sure that they can sell these GPUs to individual people that are actually going to use them. And you know what? I'll go as far as saying if you want to buy your 14090 and resell it for double the price, whatever. If somebody's going to pay that, at least you got your 14090 in a fair manner. But if you're getting 33 of them to do that, that's a completely different story. You're taking that away from other people that should have a chance at purchasing this fairly. So Best Buy's system here really has to be implemented better in order to stop stuff like this from happening. I mean, they make it a hassle when these GPUs drop. Anybody that's tried it, you've seen how poor the system is. I mean, it keeps, it never goes add to cart. It says sold out. It doesn't update in real time. So, and then they have, various methods of authentication. If you go pick a GPU up in the store, you have to have your ID. So you have to have a fairly elaborate system to get around this. But if one guy's doing it 33 times, it's hard to imagine he's just getting 33 of his cousins to go and pick up this GPU, because everybody's going to want a little bit of the cut, and there's probably not going to be enough incentive to go around. So obviously there's some other sort of means that they're getting these type of GPUs, and that system definitely has to be plugged up, because just from Best Buy on eBay, the top 5 or 6 sellers over 100 4090s, that is a significant amount of GPUs that are not going to individuals, and that's just amongst the top sellers. Imagine the hundreds more that are there for smaller sellers, as well as people that got them and are selling them on different marketplaces and things like that. Here we're just taking a look at eBay. So we all know that these scalpers are a problem and that GPUs are too expensive. The 4090, we know that entire story, but it's only when we start to look at actual examples and numbers of what's happening, that's where we can try to maybe solve these issues. And it's going to have to come down literally to Best Buy to really just strengthen their security for their systems, make everything more fair so these individuals can't get so many GPUs. There's really no way around it, and it's actually creating a pretty bad situation for gamers and consumers in general. And then if we think something like a 4090 is bad, I don't even want to start to take a look at like a PlayStation 5. There's probably some ridiculous stuff going on there that's just really bad for the consumer. That's why it's been so difficult for years now to get one. Let me know down below what you think of this, if you agree, and maybe more importantly, what could Best Buy do to actually improve their system if going forward every GPU from Nvidia with the Founders Edition is going to go through Best Buy. They should certainly make this better, or else we're going to be going through this for the entirety of PC gaming. All right guys, remember to subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And if you guys think one guy getting 33 4090s is unfair and cheating, smash that like button and remember to subscribe for more content like this where we get to the bottom of what's really going on.